friends, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. And today I have day 2 process in the But God devotional from ByTheWell4God. I have already done my study, jotted down some notes in my Bible, but I also pulled out this flashcard that says number because we went through the parable of the foolish rich man. And I also want to put this correlating verse from Psalms 90:12. And so I have all of my things in this setup right here. And this is just so it's easier for me to find everything. And so, yeah, I'm going to be journaling in my art journal again. So let's get to it. Let's dig in. Okay, darling. So I first start off with this flashcard. That is the one thing I knew I wanted to use. And then I go through some of my things, pulling out colors that I knew would match with the cool tones of the card. I end up going somewhere totally different with this, and I'm going to bring you along for this journey. Again, with these videos, I want to show you my thought process a little bit more so that you can see how I work through things, and sometimes I change my mind, and you can see all of that process along with me. Okay, so here I pulled out a safari park journaling card. I thought I was going to use this for my journaling because I had some notes on sticky notes that I added in my Bible while I was doing the day 2 reading. And so then I decided that I really wanted to use possibly the tropical florals with the butterflies. So I pull some of those butterflies out. I also pull out the second extra die cut pack. That's like a coordinating die cut pack, and I pull out some of those stickers, or not stickers, but die cuts as well. And then I'm kind of thinking about layering. How can I layer? I really want to use this number flashcards. And then I thought to myself, what if I made a pocket? And then I thought of making a pocket out of pattern paper, but ultimately I think of this, of the mini file folders. The problem with the file folders is they would have created a lot of bulk. So then I thought to myself, what if I make a pocket out of the file folder? And then I decide to cut my file folder in half. So here you'll see me do that. So after I cut it down, I kind of look, and I actually like the proportion of the file folder, and I thought it'd be perfect because I can tuck in a journaling card in there, put my notes in there as well, and then it will also match perfectly with the butterflies because it's already a butterfly print. So now I'm going with this. And so I am thinking 3 butterflies, possibly doing a cluster with the flashcard. I thought of adding some florals, but everything seemed to clash. But I definitely wanted to have that pocket file folder. So I'm going to do that. I create a little folded down corner for numbers, and I'm going to add some glue to that. I was going to change the pattern on that, but I decided to leave it as is. And now I'm looking for some additions for going ahead and adding to my background, and also just creating more of a layered look on this file folder. I pull out some of the X's that I knew I wanted to use in the file folder. That is along with the lion stamp. And so I just add those to the bottom because I knew I wanted to use those in my background. Okay, so here I use the number 2 using that big outliner stamp again, and I'm using that towards the top here, kind of just adding some glue so I can make sure my dog ear stays put. I'm going to paper clip that, and then continuing to layer. I'm going to grab some paper, thinking of maybe adding some labels. Ultimately, I don't use a label. I just decide to journal right onto the page. You'll see that a little bit more. Then finally, I find a paper that I think is going to match well and bring out some of the greens. So I replace the paper that I had. And then again, just tearing paper is one of my favorite things to do. And this is going to add color. It's going to add some extra layers. And I'm really loving how that turns out. So I commit to this, and then I say to myself that I need to start gluing stuff down, because if not, this is going to take way longer than necessary. So I start committing and gluing stuff down. On the file folder, I'm only going to add glue to 3 of the sides to make sure that I have that opening at the top so I can add my journaling card for my notes. And then I wanted to cut out a little bit of the white space on this butterfly, and I'm going to pop dot that. That's going to add some dimension. That's one of the things I have loved about using spiral either notebooks or Bibles. You can add dimension to your pages without being too scared. And so I add some pop dots to the back of my butterfly and add that there. Okay, now I'm going to commit to gluing down my number as well, and just making decisions about the other butterflies that I'm going to use. And while I'm gluing things down, this is also the time where I'm reflecting on what my title is going to be, what I gained from scripture, and just really meditating on scripture as I'm doing these things. So now I'm cutting out the white portion of this die cut, just some of that white space so I can add next to my number 2. Then I decide to commit on that. After gluing down that butterfly, I'm going to start thinking about my title, which is going to be added at the top there. I'm going to be using the But God words that comes with the main kids stamp set. And we are looking in Luke chapter 12, verses 16 through 21. And this is about the rich, foolish man. And in this parable, we look at a man that is kind of more thinking about and making a priority his work and what he is storing up for the future. And what we learn here is that we should have eternity's values in view. Each day that we're doing work, we should do everything for the glory of God, and everything should be done for Jesus. So that should be our priority, not ourself and what we are doing for ourselves and our future. But we should know that God is sovereign and He is almighty. He is the one that counts our days. So my title here is actually going to be But God Numbers Our Days. And I reference to Psalms chapter 90, verse 12, which reads, "So teach us to number our days that we may get a heart of wisdom." And I love what Judy writes here. It really touches heart because I think nowadays it's really easy for us to get caught up in the now and the building here on earth. But what we really should be building are treasures in heaven. Okay, so after grabbing my clear stickers here, I'm using the blues just to add a third layer of blue to my page. I write out the rest of my title, and then you also saw me take a journaling card, cut it down a little bit, and add some faux washi strip so I can create a little tag to it. At the bottom here, I'm going to add a quote from Judy. It reads, "To number our days means to recognize that the Almighty is the one who has determined the length of our life, so we will live honoring Him." Love that quote from Judy, and I added that here at the bottom. Now, after adding that quote, I'm going to work on adding some of these crosses to my background. This I got from the Gifted for His Glory stamp set. It's the one with the lion, and it has a couple of art marks like birds and some splatter dots, but also these crosses that I thought were really fun and would add a little bit more, like a little watermark texture to my page. So I love how that turned out in the end as well. And then I wanted to add a third butterfly, but all the die cut butterflies that I had were a bit too big. So I turned to the clear stickers instead, and I end up adding that one. That is it, darlings. That wraps up day 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I am going to try and make as many process videos as I can as I work through this art journal. So, I hope you guys are enjoying these. Let me know below what you guys think. If you guys want to continue to see this, if you guys prefer flip throughs, really love to hear your voices. So thank you so much for joining me on this channel. If you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing. Hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll link below past videos below. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless. Bye.